Hello, this is my attempt at creating an event on the OCA website that will help people do it themselves. We're going to be creating an event and we're going to be including the pricing so people can book online with it. So I'm logged onto the website under my own name, so this is the opening page that you see, I guess. I'm going to click on the Events tab at the top and just create an event that anyone can do. So I'm clicking on that, and that should then bring me a list of all the events that are on there at the moment. And now on the right hand side there's a brown button that says list an event, so I'm going to click on that, and that then should open up a new box for me to create an event. So the event I'm using is Mike's Y Weekend, so that's what I'm going to call it. Looks like I've done it before, but there we go. So I'm using that, and I'm now going to add in some text into the body. Now from Mike's details, Mike's email, I've got the details saved. I've tweaked them all a little bit, but this is pretty much what I'm just going to cut and paste into the main website. So if I copy that, go back in and paste it, yeah, I'll then bring up a little box that you then paste it into, and that should do it for us. Now you might have noticed there are a few links there. Now, not sure that they work actually, so sometimes you need to add in the hyperlink to those. We'll come back and do that a little bit later. That should be fairly easy to do later, but that gives us the basic start for the event. Now if I scroll down this page, there are some dates, so we need to fill out the correct date for this event, and we are September the 22nd, which is the Friday. That's giving me what the time is now, so we're going to say perhaps a 4 o'clock start as a nominal sort of figure. That will start us off, and it's going to be ending on the Sunday at probably a similar sort of time, so that will be Sunday the 24th at about 4 o'clock. Not important at this stage, but that just gives us the main details. Now we can add in an address, but again perhaps we'll do that later. We'll just save that, and that's the basics there. So that will tell people now, that will be instantly live, and people can see that event, and once we've saved that we'll scroll down and just have a look at it. So there we go, Mike's Y Weekend. We've got the basic details that I've entered in there, so Mike's Y Weekend, and the first few lines of the text are there with the date. If you click on the main head title, that opens it up and you can get more details from it. Now that's fine, that creates the event, but hasn't created anywhere as to how people can actually book on it. And to do that, we've got to go into the Civi CRM section. Now that's at the black headline tabs at the top, and at the right hand side Civi CRM. So I'm going to click on that, and that now opens up the Civi CRM home. I've now got a slightly different black line of bars at the top, and the one I want is events. And if we click on that, we can scroll down, and we have price sets at the bottom. So this will create some boxes to give options as to what the prices are going to be. So if I click on manage price sets to start with, that now gives a list of all the ones that have been previously used. Now sometimes if we've got a duplicate event, we can reuse that. Sometimes they get reduplicated, but you can delete them off this list at some stage. So we're going to add a set of price fields to this, so we're going to create a new price field. So the box down the bottom that says add set of price fields, I'll click on that, and now I've got create a new price set. So I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to just again call it Mike's Y Weekend. There we go. Now it's an event. You've got event contribution or membership. Event in this case, it's not a contribution or a voluntary contribution, and it's not a membership fee. So we're going to click on event. Default type, financial type, can't remember what that is. Let's have a look. Oh right, okay, again, it is going to be an event fee from this list, so we'll click on event fee. There we go. If you wanted to put any information on there, you can do in the pre-form or post-form help. Well, I'm not going to at this stage, so I'm just going to click save. And now it gives me a new price field, so I can now add something into to what it's going to be called. So we have from Mike's email, let's just have a little look back at that. We've got the price for the weekend, the Friday and Saturday camping at £27 and the children at £14. Those are the two price fields that we're going to put in there, or the two price options that we're going to choose. So if I go back to that page, we're going to call this weekend camping fees. There we go, and we want to be able to select it, so people can now select one or the other. So the first one is going to be the adult, so adult okay, I had a look in it earlier and created it earlier, so there we've got adult weekend includes hog roast at charity event. So that's what we're creating, and we are now going to give it an amount, and the amount that we had was, I think, £27. So there we go. It is an event fee. We can have different numbers on here as to how many we have. I'm going to set it at 30, just so that if we get close to that, it stops us getting a field full of 100 without us realising it. It's unlikely, but it just gives us a heads up. I'm now going to do the child one. So child weekend. Including hog roast at a charity event. There we go. The amount for that, I think that was, oh gosh, £14. I think. Let's just have a quick look back on there. Yes, £14. So let me put that in. And let me stick 50 children. I don't want too many of the little monsters run around, so we'll get a heads up on that. You can put some help in there. Oh, the weight at the end there, we just explained that. That's the order that they appear at, so first and second in the list. So we can now put an active on, so the date that you want it to be active from, so it'll be active from today. I won't bother with the time, and I want it to expire. Give people plenty of flexibility, but I would like a day or two's notice, so let's say the 21st, so that just lets us know if anyone else wants to come on, then they'll get an email. I'll explain that later. So okay, the visibility is public, so everyone can see it. I'll save that, and now I've got that price field all set up. Now we've got an option here to preview it, so we can have a look at it. So let's just see how that's going to look when it goes into our document. There we go, Mike's weekend camping fees. When you click on that, you then have the option of adult or child. So this is where you would register one person at a time, and we'll deal with that in a second. So I'm now just going to get rid of that. We've finished that. Now we're going to create an event within CiviCRM that we can embed this into, and this is perhaps where people can lose track of what we're doing. So I'm going to go back up to the events tab. I'm now going to look at manage events or new events. Let's go on to a new event to start with. So now creating this that we can that we can use. So we can create it from a template. If I click on that, there are two at the moment, and Ardèche and Canoe Fest 2017 that will give us a starting point, but I won't use that. I'll do it from scratch. So select what is it. Oh, I'm just going to pause because my phone's going. Right, sorry about that. Let's hope I've got you back again. Right, so this is a rally stroke meet, so we're going to tick that box as to what type of event it is. Participant role, well, for this instance, everyone's going to be an attendee. Participant list, what do we need? Name and email. Let's start with that. Actually, no, let's just do name only. I think that's what I normally do. So, event title, that predictably is going to be Mike's Y Weekend. There we go. And the event summary, again, I can take some of this information and perhaps I'll just use that line for the summary. And into the body of the text, I'll put the rest of the text. Okay, so again we're going to go through the timing. This seems as though it's duplicating what we already have done. I guess it is, but I haven't found an easy way of transferring this over onto the main events page, so it's a little bit of faff and duplication, but at the moment it's working for me, and while it's working I'll rather carry on doing the same thing. At least I can remember how to do it then. So let's stick a maximum of 30 participants, and then so if they do get too many, we can create a message. So this event is currently full. I might add a little bit more to that. Okay, so that just gives a little bit more information, so we're not just cutting them dead and saying tough, that there's an out there that they can email us and let us know. So do we want to include a map to the event location? We can do, but we can always leave that. Public event, yes, we're going to make it public. Allow sharing through social media. I don't think anyone's ever done that, but yes, let's do that, shall we? So let's click continue. That will take us to the next stage of location. Okay, so here we go. We can add the address. Now this is Bycross Farm, isn't it? That we're going to. I have no idea what the address is. I'm going to look it up. There we go, Bycross Farm and campsite. And there I've got an address that I'm going to take back into there. So I had a postcode, didn't I? Oh, alright, perhaps I haven't. Perhaps I'm going to type that in there, Hereford. Let's type the postcode in there as HR2 9LJ. Let's put Preston on Y there. Let's put Cross Farm there. so I think that will do it. I can add in emails and phone numbers if we wanted to. So there's a phone number. Add that in. I can add in an email address, I guess. There, do we have a contact us? There we go. Let's see if they have email on there, or whether it's one of these silly forms. It's one of these silly forms. There we go. We've got an email address there. No space for a website. It would be nice to have a website on here that we could put in, but there isn't one. So we're going to leave it at that. So we're now going to click save. Excellent. Now it's saved, and we can now go on to the next box, which is fees. So this is where we can add in the box that we set up earlier. So it's going to be a paid event, and we could. So it's going to be paid in pounds. We are using Stripe as our collection method. Enable pay later option. Often useful just to allow people to pay by check, but it can complicate events, so I'd normally leave that unchecked, and then if people have problems using the online system, they can ring us. Financial type, again, event fee, I think we've already got that. Price set, so we now can add in the price set that we created earlier. There it is right down the bottom, so we've already done that, so that's all there. Let's click on save. If we go back up here, we're now going to online registration. Okay, so allow online registration, yes. We're going to start that process from now. We're going to end that registration, as I said, a day before. Seems a lot of duplication, but I'm afraid it's, as I say, it's the best way of getting the job done, I think. Register multiple participants, so yes, we can do that using the same email address. Now, I find that easier, rather than if you've got children, you have to find a different email address. So if I'm using multiple participants, then I would normally allow same email address to be used. Duplicate matching rule, I can't remember what that means. I'll leave it blank, I can't remember. And I can't remember what that is. Let's have a little look. Time limit in hours. No, we'll just leave that blank. Right, registration screen. So, do we need an introductory message? Is there anything else that we want to add to that box? So you've got various other things that you can add in, including confirmation email that you get. So I would normally have a confirmation email sent out to everyone. Here we've got a simple thank you for registering. I might add in a little bit more, so something to say, we'll be in contact close to the time. There we go, so I've done that. Send confirmation email, yes, so that everyone gets an email. And confirm from, so who's that email coming from? It's going to come in this instance from me. So if it was Nick, I would expect this to say events at, so I'm just going to put chair at. Do I want a copy go to anyone? No, I'm quite happy for it to come just from me. Okay, I think I'll probably put that in the wrong box. So there we go, that'll do. So that, I'll get rid of this little box up here. A few warnings there that we could get duplicate contacts. That's mainly because I allowed duplicate email addresses, I think. It's not caused me major problems before, but we'll see what happens. You can set up volunteers. I don't bother with this, but you can enable volunteer management. We're not using it for this event because it's fairly simple. Scheduled reminders. It'd be really nice to create a reminder for people. I'm not absolutely certain how it works. I've never done it, so I'm going to leave it off at this stage. Tell a friend. I think this now enables us to share it. There we go. Personal campaigns. Can't remember what this is. And ask them to create their own personal. No, we're not going to do that. Okay, so I think I've done. So right, so I've now done it. Let's go back to the event links. So I've got event info link, and I've got a registered participant link. So we'll go back and have a look at the events in the event tab. So if I've got there, and I've now got manage events. Let's just see if what I've done is now listed in here. Oh yeah, there we go. So you can see the events that are live at the moment, and there we've got Mike's Y Weekend as live from today. We can play about with that and configure it. So all those little boxes now come up here, and we can play about with them if we've got them wrong. Participants, we can register. We can look at see who's registered or who's cancelled. And we can look at those events. So registered participant, event info, registration test drive, and registration live. So the test drive is always worth just playing about with, making sure you can do that. So if we do the test drive, there we go, Mike's Y Weekend, telling you it's a test drive. It's now giving us how many people do I want to register. Well, let's, for argument's sake, say I'm going to do 2. I'm going to have the adult weekend. For the first participant, I then need to fill out my credit card details, click continue. It'll then allow me to register the second participant if I wished. So that seems working, so we'll get rid of that. On a second one, you may have noticed there, let's go back and look at the test drive. You may have noticed there a discount code. We can give discounts off this price, often used for coaches or volunteers to get to be able to register and not be charged or pay a lesser fee. I can do that if I get a chance on a second one of these or a third one of these or whatever, but it's fairly simple to set up a code. You enter the code in here, and that will reduce the figures down. Okay, let's go back to that, and what I want to do is to get the event link for registering a participant. So let's click on that. Okay, so new event registration. I'm not sure that's right. Hang on, let's go back and look at Mike's Weekend again. Event links was what I wanted. Right, so if I want to register a participant, I would go to that one. Oh no, that's, sorry, back step. I know, right, that's for me to register someone. So if someone can't do it themselves, someone wants to send you a check or something, then you can register them manually. I want the registration link for people to do it themselves. So this is the registration link, and this is the one I will put in the event so that people can book it in. So this is what will come up. So basically all I'm going to do is copy and paste the link in the address there. So I'm now going to go back to the event itself. There we go. So if I go into wherever I've created that Y Weekend, and if I click on it, I can then edit it. So we've got an edit button here that I'm going to press. That will bring me up some text. And I want to create, well, actually I need to get rid of that line because I don't want that line, do I? I'm going to move that all up if I can. And just underneath there, I'm going to put a line. I was going to say book event here. I'm going to make that in bold. I'm going to make the here in a different colour. If I can find out how to do that. Is that one? No, that's underlined, isn't it? Let's try it anyway. There we go. Surprise, surprise, I've done it. Now I'm going to add in a hyperlink to that, which was the address that we copied a few seconds ago. Now, where's the squiggly line? Oh, there it is. Okay, so now we're going to create that hyperlink in there. Paste. Okay. So now that has created the booking form. I might do it again at the end. So I can do book event here. Let's add in the same hyperlink. I will make it bold. I'll make it red. I can't remember how to do it. There we go. Red. There we go. So that's now created the hyperlink. Okay. Just a couple of tweaks that we've not got in here. I've not got a contact email address. So I'm just going to put any question, please email. Sorry, yeah, I was going to do that. Share at opencanoe.info. There we go. So they've got a reference there. Okay, so at the end, I'm just going to click save, and that should now create the event. There we go. So that's the details. So just to check that that's going to work, if I click on book event here, that should now take me to the booking form. As I'm logged in, it's already registering me. All I need to do is to click what I want to do, and then the card details come up, continue, and that should run through to the booking. So I think that's it. I hope that's clear. I'm sure you will come to with any questions or queries. There is a fair amount of faffing about to do it. There's a fair amount of duplication in doing it, and I'm sure that that could be sorted out with a little bit of time spent on it and a little bit of finding out what happens if you do various things. You can perhaps avoid a little bit of the duplication, but that's a simple method. It works. The event's created. The next thing really is to add some pictures into this. I've tried and failed recently with it, so I need to do a little bit of research, and I'll do another one of these once I've worked out how to add a few pictures, because I think it's fairly important that we get some pictures added to this one. I can now share this link on Facebook. I can, and that will then direct them to this booking form, and there we've got the event up and live, and obviously it can be shared on other social media, Song of the Paddle, etc., and direct people straight to this event where they can book. I hope this is helpful. See you later. Thanks. Bye.